thought that Augusta needed a nice club. We were doing fine business-wise. We were growing. We had a positive feeling about our town. Mills Lane in Atlanta had just built the Commerce Club on top of a big building, and it was an absolutely beautiful club. He was very generous and let us go over there. We looked at it, we toured it around. We consulted with him about the cost and about the possibility of doing one here, and we decided that we could do that. He was very nice. He let Dick Worthington, who was his manager in Atlanta, come over here and help us pull this together. So we had a lot of help from Milford Lane with the CNS Bank. But the local group felt very positive about Augusta. We felt like this town needed this club, a place to conduct our business, to have our social affairs. The building was under construction at the time we got together. And Sherman Drawdy was president of the Georgia River Bank, which was headquartered in, which was building the building. And so I went to Mr. Drawdy and asked him on behalf of the group if we would add 2 more floors to this building. The top floor, the one in which we are standing, should have higher ceilings. If you look up, the ceilings in this room are higher than every other ceiling in this building. And they were specifically done for the reason of this club and this room. Mr. Drawdy agreed with it. Mr. Drawdy was wonderful. He was very passionate about this town, its growth, its development. We raised all the money we could, and we were short. I think the number was about $500,000. I asked Mr. Drawdy if he would lend the club that money. He did. His executive vice president, Charlie Presley, who many of you may have known, a wonderful guy, was sitting right in the same office where we were meeting. He said, Mr. Drawdy, you'll never get a dime of that money back. 5 years later, did I evermore have fun with Charlie Presley and handing him the last check to pay off the original loan. We incorporated the club in 1965. We opened it in 1967. We had a big party here, and it's almost 60 years, not quite 60 years. And I'm happy to say that the reason we started this was because we had good growth in Augusta. Well, here we are almost 60 years later, and I'm happy to say we've still got good growth in Augusta, and we needed to do with this club what has been done with it. I want to thank the members of the Edgar Hospitality Group for what they have done with this club, for helping us with it, for taking of it and for refreshing it and bringing it to a new level. You know, most clubs and things like this need to be refreshed for a while. They've kept much of the traditional architecture, the millwork that we had, the design, and I think they've just done an absolutely beautiful job of it. Several of them in the room. Jim Stiff. Jim is president of Goodwill Middle Georgia and the CSRA and president of Helm College. Jim, where are you? Right over here. Sheriff Harrison, who is the senior vice president of enterprise development of Goodwill and the leader of the Edgar's Hospitality Group. Where are you? Right here. Amos Harper. Amos Harper is the manager of this club. Where are you, Amos? I know he's in the room somewhere. I'm also glad that we have Joel and Jerry Sobel. Joel ran this club for 18 years, did an outstanding job with it. Joel, thank you. Yeah. And we have the executive chef, Peter Vossenberg. Peter, almost 60 years ago, when we opened the club, we were all together just like we are tonight. We had a wonderful food, and that night we lost a steamship round. Now, I don't know what y'all know what a steamship round is. It's a commercial piece of beef. It's a very large piece. It's not something we would have in our homes because it's too big. The steamship round left the club down the back elevator, cooked medium rare. Chef Peter, where are you?
In the kitchen.
Chef, I bet he's guarding the elevator.
Here it comes. Peter.
They want you.
Chef Peter, I was just telling the story about losing the steamship round the night almost 60 years ago that we opened the club. So keep your eye on your steamship rounds tonight. Edgar's is a very sophisticated and wonderful operation. They operate these hospitality enterprises and professional centers in Augusta and in Macon and other places. They help people learn how to do what we are experiencing here tonight. And I can't tell you how delighted I am with the board of directors of this club for voting, and I'm no longer on the board, but for voting to make a deal with the Edgar's Hospitality Group and with these fine people that I've introduced here tonight. So, folks, that's really all about I have to say, except I can't tell you how happy I am that we made this work. We've got some people other than me who were part of this, the Clausen family, which I mentioned earlier, and 2 or 3 other families that I haven't seen everybody. But we really, really had a great club here for almost 60 years, and I think we're going to have another 60 years. So I thank you all for coming, for supporting the club, and now I'm going to turn the meeting over to Trip Harrison, Senior Vice President. Trip.